welcome to the swamps of New Jersey. He's Chris Halleck. I'm Dejan Kovacevic. We're from DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Live Shot of Steelers presented by FanDuel. Steelers and the other Jets kicking off here today at 1:02 p.m. at spectacular, imaginative, creatively constructed MetLife Stadium. It's just a big silver blob.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing it. I was at the old Giant Stadium as a kid quite a bit growing up in this area. First time seeing this, and I can tell you right now, I think Giant Stadium looks a little bit better.
and that's not saying much about.
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay, so
it's not.
the one cool thing I will say about that place, though, is at night and so forth, and on the inside today, as you'll see when we go in, they make everything green.
Oh, okay.
Like, even on the insides, they have all their signs, their placards through the entire facility. Everything changes to green. And when the Giants play here, it all turns blue,
Okay.
which is, I don't mean to make that sound like it's rocket science, but it's actually pretty cool. So you don't come here and think, for example, the way you used to, is that the Jets are playing in the Giants Stadium.
Well, that was kind of the joke, for the longest time.
Yeah.
Was like the Jets play at Giant Stadium, so they're just borrowing it. Whenever they need a home game on Sundays.
Well, the running joke now is that they don't even play in New York. So New York is not in the vicinity. Anyway, football.
Yeah.
First game, have we me and you, maybe lost a little bit of the, hey, this is Aaron Rodgers' first game with the Steelers because we've been around him now for a while?
Yeah, because for us, we've been watching Aaron Rodgers throw passes in the Steelers uniform. Now, granted, it's a practice uniform. It doesn't, it's not the same uniform he's going to be wearing today. But we've still been seeing him in Steelers gear, throwing passes to DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, Darnell Washington, all these guys. And you guys haven't been able to see that.
Not even in preseason.
Yeah, not in preseason. And maybe if you made it out to Latrobe, you got to see it a little bit. But yeah, this is really the first time that we're going to see Aaron Rodgers and this offense run. And I understand with this uncertainty, I understand there being some trepidation on what this offense is going to be able to do.
There sure is, everybody.
Well, especially because it's also we can make fun. The Jets were 5-12 last year. They've got some really good players on that defensive side of the ball. It's not going to be an easy task for the offense.
No, and it's going to come down to, I believe, not Rodgers. I believe it's going to come down to the running game. I think you're going to need to be effective on first down. I want to see 2nd and 5. I want to see 2nd and 4 for the first time since Le'Veon Bell. And that wasn't just Lev. That was because you had the threat of Ben. That was because you had the threat of AB. That was because you had an offensive line. I'm not about to compare this group to those guys, okay?
No.
That was 30 points in the bank every Sunday. But I do feel like there are options here for this team to run the ball effectively. Can it happen right away, though?
It can, but effectively doesn't have to be they went off for 160 yards and averaged 6 yards a carry. If they average 4.5 yards a carry, which is not asking too much, and they can, like you said, turn those 1st and 10s into 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 5 more often, the big emphasis in week 1 for a lot of teams isn't necessarily out-scheme the other team. It's play clean football, don't beat yourself,
right,
and do things like the little things like stay on schedule. It's not sexy to talk about, but if you constantly turn 1st and 10 into 2nd and 6 and 2nd and 5 and turn 2nd and 5 into 3rd and 1
it's
or
rhythm.
Another first down,
it's rhythm.
You consistently move the ball forward, you stay on schedule, and you don't hurt yourself by putting yourself behind the chains.
And where these, let's also remember that this is going to be everybody's first real look at DK Metcalf. And I keep saying this, but you go back to earlier this summer when he was acquired. If he had been the only big-name acquisition, it would have been like, yeah, this is it. Today is the Metcalf debut. I can't wait. And as it is, he's just another of the big names that Omar Khan ended up bringing in. But he is a big name, and he is a big target. And he's got himself something of a challenge in facing Sauce Gardner. Sauce, if you go back over his statistics over his 3 seasons here, nothing looked like his rookie season. But that can sometimes be a little misleading for a corner because what ends up happening is they just stop being willing to throw in your direction. Sauce goes from 20 passes defensed as a rookie to 9 and then to 1. He fell off. I don't think there's any way around that.
I think the big thing in this game for me is, listen, DK Metcalf is a specimen of a human being. He is gigantic. He looks like he looks more like a tight end than Jonnu Smith does. But he also has elite wide receiver speed, not elite speed for wide receiver speed.
Mm-hmm.
And Sauce Gardner is coming off of the season in which he had the worst missed tackle rate of his career. So if DK can catch the ball in stride with Sauce right on him, how often are we going to be able to see DK break a tackle and then be able to get even more yards after the catch? That could be something where, listen, you don't have to worry about going way downfield to beat this guy. Rodgers, just get the ball out quick on a slant or on a drag, whatever it is, and then make Sauce tackle DK Metcalf. That could be another win for the offense.
When we come back from this brief break, the other side of the football. Hey guys, if you're planning to see a Steelers game, use the Game Time app to get your tickets. You can snag new ticket deals before anyone if you set it into your app alerts. The app is easy to use. No surprise fees at checkout. You can see your seat view before buying, and you're getting legit tickets delivered on time. If you're not much of a planner, you can get last-minute deals on tickets right up to the start of the event. Lowest price guaranteed, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Download the Game Time app and enter the code DK Steelers into your app profile to get $20 off your first purchase. Welcome back, guys. Football season is finally here. See that thing behind us? It's time to check out the latest odds, futures, and win totals on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Think the Steelers are headed to the Super Bowl? Halleck does. Lock in your bets today. Whatever your game, FanDuel Sportsbook delivers the latest lines, futures, and specials so that you can join in on all of Halleck's action.
Why are you going to keep throwing me into the bus, man?
There's no buses here. This is New York. Defensively, Steelers versus Jets today. I don't want to overcomplicate this one either, Chris. I just see stop the run, and while you're at it, stop the run.
Yeah, listen, just because the Jets finished last season dead last in the league in rush attempts, don't think that that's going to be the 2025 Jets.
They're going to try.
It's a brand new regime here, brand new general manager, head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, quarterback. It's a clean slate for the Jets. And under new head coach Aaron Glenn, they want to be able to play great defense. And then on the other side, do what the Steelers pretty much have always wanted to do. Run the ball, control the clock, limit turnovers. And yeah, the Jets are going to try to run the ball, and they've got the personnel to do it with Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, and now quarterback Justin Fields.
And the offensive line to an extent. Like there's talent there's talent on the line. There's not necessarily the experience.
Big blow for them
cohesiveness.
Losing Elijah Vera Tucker for the season.
Really big blow.
Yeah.
And that just happened this week.
Yeah.
I look at this Steelers defense, Chris, and I see something that can become special's too strong of a word, okay? But I think they can become really, really good as they develop more confidence with each other, develop more of that bite, that fang that I was using that term to describe them in early on at St. Vincent College when you saw that attitude, that snarl they were competing with out there. I want to see that, but at the same time, just tackle the football, okay? Listen, they can all pretend that 299 never happened, and this is our new journey and all that other stuff. The last time you saw them and the last time the two of us saw them, it was 299 in Baltimore. You're going to have to tackle the football. Yeah. Now, Cam Hayward, of course, is going to play, as we all kind of thought that he would. That all got settled here last night. But you don't have Derek Harmon. So what that means is that your guys that you're using up front are Cam, Keanu Benton, and Isaiah Loudermilk, all three of whom were on your roster for the 299. That's not to take individual digs, and that's not to suggest that Cam was responsible for the 299. No. But all the offseason, we're going to address this, doesn't impact today. Because Y.A. Black also, when you go back over the preseason, was never put into heavy utilization.
No. And listen, Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are a pretty good duo at running back, but they're not Derrick Henry. Justin Fields, for as dynamic of a runner as he is not Lamar Jackson. So it's not quite the same test, but the principles are pretty much the same. The Jets will try to run the ball, and Justin Fields gives them, he's still one of only 3 quarterbacks, along with Lamar Jackson, to run for 1,000 yards in a season. So he still can do a lot of damage with his legs, even in designed runs. So I'm more curious to see, since it is a lot of the same players. Yeah, Y.A. Black will be in their rotation and stuff, but a lot of the same players. I'm curious to see what this scheme is going to be when the Jets try to run the read stuff, because they will run the read stuff.
And when you think of the defensive front, you obviously have to include T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith containing the edge and not doing the silly thing that they were doing, that they were told to do.
Yes, told.
in Baltimore. Inside linebackers, I believe, also will be key here because of the sideline-to-sideline component that you get out of both Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson, and, of course, Cole Holcomb, depending on how much he plays.
Yeah.
I think the challenge for those guys is going to be the tackle the football thing. And I'm saying this is probably unfair, but going back to the opening of last season when just nobody was tackling anybody. Here's how this works. Walk over to Deshaun Elliott in the locker room before the game and go like this. Okay? And say, thanks, Deshaun. Appreciate you, man. Just get enough of what it is that he does as a tackler and make sure that you're finishing plays. They're not going to – listen, I have a lot of respect for Fields.
Yes.
Okay? I believe that Fields can do more than what most people think that he's capable of doing. I also know that through the preseason here, he was really, really short in his passing game. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling that you're going to see a lot of that as well today. They're not going to be bombing you. They're not going to be looking to blow you up. It's going to be ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And again, it goes to what the Jets want to be under Aaron Glenn. They want to play great defense. Defense first. He's a defensive coach. But on the offensive side, yeah, they want to run the ball. They want to control the clock. But controlling the ball is also not giving it to the other team. Justin Fields, in his 3 years with the Bears,
give the ball to the
had
other team.
41 turnovers. Now he's coming off of a season in which he had 6 starts and turned the ball over twice in those 6 starts with the Steelers.
Oh.
So, and the 1 interception, one lost fumble. So he showed that when he's playing a bit more conservative, he can take care of the football. But how do the Steelers force Justin Fields to want to be Superman and then make him make mistakes?
Flush.
Yeah.
Flush.
Yeah.
Yeah, move him to one side or the other. And that's something that I've heard over the course of the past couple of weeks that they very much intend to do. But I'll tell you this, too. They will go after the ball.
Yeah.
Wherever the ball is. And that, I think, could end up becoming something that ends up defining this. Guys, we're heading inside. So we will talk to you after the game. Thanks for being with us on DK Pittsburgh Sports. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, do that. Yeah, do that. And then you can email me to get a massive discount on the premium version of that. I'll check those emails as soon as I get inside that big, nasty thing. The email address is dk@dkpittsburghsports.com. See you later.